Alright then, alright. Let's do a little bit of StarCraft ladder, by which I mean No stopping till gold, at least. Let's get up a damn league. I've been down to silver for so long, I don't even know why. I dropped down when they first readjusted the ladder ranks, and I never played enough to get back up to platinum. So this must be resolved. And I will resolve it. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. How will we resolve it? We will resolve it with the addition of rules of nature, which is all you ever need to be successful in life. Let's rock and roll. Currently, my ladder rank is 43 silver. I have 54 bonus points. I played 6 games since the... Well, actually, I won 6 games since the start of the season. We're going to win more. More. Many more. So let's see where it goes. Assuming we can even get a game. Like, I had this grand plan. I psyched myself up for this. Like, yeah, I'm going to go ladder, and I'm going to level up, and it's going to be awesome. And then suddenly, like, Battle.net is broken. I was like, all right, back to Hearthstone then. No. All right, let's rock and roll. Overgrowth LE. Haven't played too much of this. Bit annoying versus Zerg because of the limitations of Reaper access to the main. Aside from that, pretty good. If you're in Australia, happy Easter, by the way. Let's see how this goes. Feeling fairly confident against actually all races at the moment. I'm not having huge problems with any of them in particular. Protoss are kind of annoying, but at this level, most Protoss aren't good enough to actually execute the really difficult to counter shit, so it doesn't really actually matter if they're Protoss or not. So that's helpful. It's like, I'm gonna do Blinkstalker all in! Oh, I don't have the micro to control Blinkstalkers, so I died to 3 Marauders. Well, that's unfortunate. So it is a little difficult to complain about Protoss at this level. They do pull all sorts of random shit, but you can afford to be really super safe against that. Because your economy's probably not that great anyway. Like, are you going to miss the 100 minerals that you spent on that missile turret? No, because you would have never spent it efficiently anyway. But you will miss the 20 SCVs that you lose to the random proxy oracle. So, play safe.
Not enough minerals.
At low leagues, there's no reason not to, because this is the kind of shit that people will pull on you on a regular basis. So, make sure that you are not actually open to that. It makes no sense to make yourself vulnerable to that just because you think you're some macro master that could really use those 100 extra minerals. You probably can't, and you're probably not. So keep it that way. As someone accurately pointed out in chat, there is something kind of annoying that you can do on this map, which is you can actually siege their natural from here, which is hilarious and will probably do it. Although, against Zerg, I'm not really using siege tanks that much. I'm using them in TBT, but I'm not really using them against Zerg. Obviously, I'll use Widow Mines if they go Ling Bane Muta, but at the moment, I'm just kind of going Mass Marine Marauder and just practicing my splitting. Because more often than not, that seems to work better. Like, it's my control versus their control. And it seems to be okay, whereas I can tend... I don't know, I just get into this situation where I can get very easily flustered when I have siege tanks to put them in the wrong place and all manner of other nonsense goes on. It's just painful. Alright, Reaper out on the way. Again, not a brilliant Reaper map. You are very limited as to where you can go because of this nonsense right here. But we'll deal. Expand, and then the factory. Expanding on the high ground, no reason to expand on the low ground against a Zerg. At this level, you're more likely just going to die if you do. Let's check around the back, make sure there's no Roach Roar, and then check. It just looks like a really, really standard build out of him. Yeah, seems to be. Nothing to really worry about at this point. Let's throw down the factory. Couple Marines. Yeah, it's about as standard as standing can be, unless he's taking the third hatch, which he hasn't. So, okay. Well, that's cool. I mean, we could go for that strategy that I was talking about. This idea that you can actually siege that natural from the third. You can. could be very effective. Why not use a strategy that's effective to the map, you know? I don't see any reason not to do that. So I think we will try and get siege tanks out. Not sure what you're referring to when you're saying why is no one watching this. There's like 2,500 people on already, but I've only been streaming for 8 minutes, so I don't think that's too bad. Yeah, let's get that early tank. It'll make me super safe against any kind of roach aggression, so that's nice. And then we can see about securing other stuff. There we go. We need to get another barracks up so we can start research into the key tech stuff. We'll get a tank and then a starport. Oh yeah, and we will try sieging that. Okay, the Reaper's still alive, so let's send it into the main. Well, it'll probably be sacrificed here, but that's fine. Because what we want to know is whether or not he's building a Roach Warren, what his tech is he going up to lair yet? Is he going to try and kill me with hatch units? It looks like a couple of spines at the front. He's going up to lair. Yeah, that's all he's doing. Okay, so we'll head through the back there. I'm actually not sure if this is a safe route. Probably not. Oh, mass spine crawler. Okay, well, that's not actually going to help him that much. I can easily siege up against that. In fact, that mass spine crawler may have killed him. Strangely, I mean, that sounds really strange, but it's like, well, how can mass defensive units kill you? Well, mass spine crawler doesn't do anything against tanks. So, there's actually no benefit to him whatsoever from having that. And in fact, all it's going to do is mean he has less units to actually defend against what I'm doing. He also missed my tank at the front, which is great news for me. I'll be able to very easily kill that overlord, hopefully before it scouts my tank. So, that's great. It looks like he might be going up to muta, but I think his muta numbers are going to be severely limited. Okay, so I have 2 tanks. If I go up to 3 and just kind of push, I'll probably be able to do some significant damage to him. Obviously, I can kind of siege this area if I like, and I can bypass that entirely as well. So, we can just go for that. Let's make sure everything's here. And we will, of course, get the starport. I mean, there's no reason not to. I do have what I need to make that happen. Once the 3rd tank's out, I will just push and poke and see what kind of damage I can do. I don't really have the visibility, so what I'm going to do is just siege the front and hope for the best. Alright, let's go. I'll start to move across the... Hello! Well, that was annoying. Definitely not what I was looking for. So, did lose a bunch of stuff. That was quite literally just moving out at completely the wrong time. Which is pretty annoying that it ended up happening that way. Combat shield's on the way. Okay, so we can still push across the map, I think. And that's not real. So he has no 3rd. And he's built some roaches. I do have 3 tanks and a bunch of marines, though, so... I don't think that will actually be enough, but we will see. It might be. And he built so much static D. It just makes me think that that will be enough to push him down. And if he tries to engage, he'll take significant losses. And I was incorrect. Completely incorrect. That fucking changeling is what got me. Like, he saw it just before it came in, and it fucked me completely. So, that was absolutely horrible. And he got really lucky with his timing when he attacked. Like, it was I just unsieged, literally just unsieged, which is infuriating. Alright, obviously we need a larger army. We're probably going to need to think about taking a 3rd. He doesn't appear to have gone Mutalisk yet, which is concerning, because I would have thought he would have by this point. Stupid place to put a command center. Why would I even do that? forward slightly. More tanks. He's just building roaches, so I really at least need some marauders in my army. Just in case he tries to pull any nonsense. Is he still not taking the third? He might have. He might have just taken it in a different place. He may have taken it here. Alright, fall back, fall back. I mean, he should lose this fight completely. Yeah, and he did. So yeah, that was really costly for him, and I didn't lose much at all. We need to up our production. We need to add 2 more racks on, because I'm sitting on too much money. Good problem to have, but... Okay, we definitely need that third CC, though. Can we push out? Probably not. Can I drop? Maybe. I don't really have the number of tanks necessary to actually attack at this point. I'm also queuing up too many, which is very wasteful. Shouldn't do that. Get one up on the high ground. +1. Just keep things going there. If you're still going to keep using roaches, spawn just the right place. This guy's fortunate. Drop his queen. Kill an overlord. Kill some drones. Focus the spawning pool, I think. Yeah, we can maybe get the spawning pool here, I think. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, come on. Come on. Get the spawning pool. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so that severely limits what he can do. So he's pretty much just going to be building roaches now, so I need to make sure I've got loads of marauders coming in. Try and take the third, make it a planetary. I think we're good on the tank count, actually. We have 4 tanks, plus what we have otherwise, I think should actually be enough to break him. Oh, he's moving across the map. Shit. Okay, let's make sure we're prepared for that.
Complete. Mineral field depleted.
Oh, he was moving across the map, and now he's not. Okay. He has tunneling claws on those roaches. Worth bearing that in mind. Let's make sure we keep scan energy. And get a couple of turrets down. Alright. So it is possible to see tunneling roaches under the ground. You've just got to be really careful. So keep an eye out for this. If I see any movement at all, I scan and hopefully obliterate it.
Additional supply depots required. Upgrade.
Jesus, what? Oh, fucking hell. He moved in from the other way. This guy seems to know wherever I am at all times. Like, either he's really good with changelings or something fishy's going on. He may just be really good with changelings. Let's get these depots down. Yeah, this depot situation is pretty stupid. Let's get that resolved. Move out to the third, make sure that's a planetary, make sure we have the means to stop tunneling roaches there. He's got to have taken the third by now. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send this into the main, and we're going to kind of jerk him around with it to make him think that it's actually an attack. This is the real one. Does he still only have 2 bases? No way. Gonna kill the Baneling nest, maybe? Can we get it? I think we can. Yes. And out. Okay. Cool. We actually have a good amount of units now. And I think we can risk moving out as long as we don't fuck it up. Let's check and see if he has a third base. Maybe we can siege it. If he hasn't, we're absolutely going to siege. Alright, so we're going to send our entire army around this way. And we're going to siege his natural.
Mineral field depleted. Additional supply depots. Mineral field depleted. Additional supply.
Oh, shit. Okay, at least we saw it. Let's keep an eye out. Make sure we have scans ready. Keep an eye out for those burrow signs.
Mineral field depleted.
It's hard to see, but it's not impossible.
Ready for dust off.
Stim and split. Stim and split. And crush. GG. Alright, well that took longer than I hoped, but it worked out eventually. I'm not really sure why he only stood on 2 bases, really. That was a bit weird. Like, there were opportunities where he could have taken a third. I don't know if he took a third, and maybe it was just hidden somewhere and I didn't notice, but... well, whatever, that did the job. Yeah, I got unlucky in a number of different areas, and he was pretty sneaky with his burrowed roaches coming around the side, but I did notice... well, I don't know, if he'd popped up right under the tanks and killed all of them, he might have had a shot, but there was so much bio there that I think the roaches would have just died on the retreat. So I'm not 100% convinced it was a good idea, but hey, whatever. It was a solid enough attack, I think. Alright, next one coming up. It's another Zerg on the same map. And my hotkeys are being a bit awkward. Alright, let's rock and roll.
Not enough minerals.
Alright, so we're at the other side.
Not enough.
So we could try the tank thing again. That was kind of weird, because in most situations you would think about sieging up that natural, but in the case of him, it's like, I'm going to build 7 spine crawlers and never expand, and I'm going to build roaches. So it was a case of, I actually have not encountered this before and have no idea what I'm doing.
What's going on?
You're not doing anything, are you? Lazy bastard, get to it.
Rear with the gear. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
That was a bit weird, but we'll most likely use tanks again and attempt to exploit the fact that we can siege this area here. Kind of depends what he goes for. I mean, early on, he's going to most likely go Ling Bane. I mean, whatever he goes with early on, as long as I play defensively, a tank will help. So, there's no harm in having a tank.
Additional supply depots required.
The reason why tanks are not used too much in pro play anymore is because the current meta is Ling Bane Muta, and Muta control in pro games has got to the point where it's so good that it's really hard to actually defend the tanks, and you're often better off just building Widow Mines, because Widow Mines kill the Lings, the Banelings, and the Mutalisks, whereas the tanks don't.
Not enough.
At this level, however, it can be a bit easier, especially if we're going to consider sieging up this third area. We might even drop some missile turrets to defend the tanks, so yeah. I mean, being able to damage the natural, going out with like a 2-tank push and maybe 1 medevac, and then just being able to pressure that area sounds really powerful. Oh, we will do it. Open up with the Reaper again. Again, I don't like the map for the Reaper, but it doesn't really matter too much. It gets me the scouting information I need, and it means that I don't get caught out off guard by something ridiculous. You know, which is the whole point of it. It's not to kill drones. It's unlikely that you'll get any drone kills, and if you do, you're probably sacrificing your macro at home to get them, and you shouldn't do it. It's unwise. Alright. It's looking solid. I could go straight to factory, but I just like having that marine count early on. I feel a lot better. I mean, is there any point in getting the earlier factory? Not really, because if you don't have the starport, then you can't actually spot for the tanks to be able to hit that natural anyway. So I don't think there's a huge benefit to it, and I think you've got to at least do this on 2 bases. At bare minimum. Alright, well, he's going to scout, and he's going to see nothing in particular. Funnily enough, though, if he tries to escape, he might actually lose his overlord here. This is a pretty nasty map. Oh, hello. It's all on Lings. Let's get back home. Because I don't think you can actually float into the corner without being hit. So... Alright. So he's opened up with 6 Zerglings. I want to hit the base again just to make sure there's no early Baneling nest or anything like that. Factory can now be built. In fact, it could have been built earlier, but it doesn't matter. I mean, we needed the gas for the tank anyway, which takes quite a bit. I think Marines from here can actually hit an Overlord. And I am slightly wrong. That's unfortunate. Looks like it is actually safe there, but I will be able to pick it off with a Viking maybe later. That is a Baneling nest. Okay, so we need to prepare for aggression coming our way. And that's why the Reaper is useful. Yeah, he's building up quite a lot of Lings, so we need to go home. And we need to prepare. A tank will be helpful against this, so we will build one. Obviously, I don't have enough Marines to stop a Baneling bust. At least not yet. But I will be able to, if he tries it. So if he attempts to get through here, it'll definitely be difficult for him. Especially if I put down, like, 1 more bunker. And then we actually have, like, a second wall-off. Which seems like a lot of money, but if he dedicates a lot to this and it doesn't do anything, then he's in quite a bit of trouble. Let's just check if he's got a 3rd base and he's doing anything sneaky. Because this could be a fake. But he has so many units, it seems highly unlikely that it would be. He may decide to not do it now that he's seen the number of bunkers that I have ready for it. I do need to make sure I have additional supply depots, because if I don't, then I will just die to this, and I will not be able to build anything afterwards, so... In fact, being supply blocked at this point is really bad, but I just cleaned that up, so that's not too big a deal. Okay, I may be slightly overdoing it here. Well, I have a second tank coming in and get the starport out. He still has a lot of Zerglings, but I think he has aborted the attack now. I'll send an SCV down here just to make sure if there's anything kind of hidden. He has an Overlord there. That could be a magnet. Hello, what's this? Yeah, Ling's hidden in the corner. So what he's actually, and what he's doing here, which is quite sneaky, is he is delaying... Oh, we're going to salvage that. He's delaying my ability to expand, which in itself is actually pretty good for him. Build another tank. Okay, do we have enough units to push down the ramp? Probably. Not without risk, but...
What's our target? Father needs something. Armed and ready. Oh, yeah.
He has Overlord speed. That's unusual.
Got it. You gonna get the order this better.
There we go. Well, I think we're secure now. Okay, I got a tank. Yeah, we're good. Tank-wise, I think. I think we can salvage all these... We'll probably salvage all these bunkers now. Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. I don't think we need them.